Good morning. Got to do a quick video really because I've just been for a run. It was amazing and I had no music to listen to, so I thought a lot and I came to a few, I wouldn't say revelations, but things that certainly made things a lot clearer for me about what I've been doing over the 7 weeks, and hopefully they might help somebody. I mean, the reason I'm going to say this isn't showing off, although I do like showing off. I think it's cathartic, hopefully a little bit inspirational to some people, but it also plots for me my course. So, you know, if I do flux from this or move from this in the future, it'll be a good point of reference as to how good I'm feeling right now and something that I really want to return to. But part of this message is I don't see why I'd ever go back. Okay, so what was it about really? Well, in the past, now let's start with this. I went out for a meal last night and it was at an all-you-can-eat, like Chinese wok buffet thing, €9 for as much food as you can eat. Now, the greedy glutton in me would be, I'm going to get like €30 worth of value from this. I'm going to starve myself for a day. I'm going to eat my... so I'm going to wear my lazzy pants so I can just get in and bloat myself. Just greed, and that was, you know, there's a lot of people in the restaurant doing that. Fine, good luck to them. And it's what I've done every time I've been to that restaurant in the past. And it's got all of my favourite foods and all my previously favourite foods of ribs and Chinese pancakes and everything, and sweet and sour. And I went there last night, and I didn't want any of that stuff at all. What I was looking for and finding is fresh salads, fruits, fish that they just cooked on the wok without any sauce, and I took that back, and eating it was pure pleasure. Then went out, and bear in mind yesterday we set off from Sheffield at 3:15 in the morning. This was about 10 o'clock at night, so we were going strong. Hadn't been tired all day. Then went out to a big firework display till midnight, got in about 1 o'clock, and just felt fit and lithe and full of energy, and not full. And previously, after going to what buffet, I would have been like just ready to sleep. So I set my alarm for 5 hours after we got in, so about 6:30 in the morning Spanish time. Bounced out of bed this morning and went for a run for 16 kilometres, and just got back, and it was on that run I thought it makes sense. And what it was is, in the past I've always been able to go and have a healthy meal because I knew what healthy was, and maybe very occasionally, but harder, not have a glass of wine or bottle of wine at the same time. I've always been able to get up early in the morning and have a run. I've not been able to do all of these things consistently, and it's taken two things. It's taken a lot of willpower, which is something that I sort of, when I was deploying willpower, praised myself that I had a lot of willpower, but then I'd fall off the wagon and then I wouldn't talk about it as much. And the other thing was self-discipline. So two, I don't know if these are male or female traits, but they're certainly quite aggressive and they're quite hard. They're like self-discipline, willpower, and they're quite hard to keep up, because it sort of suggests you're fighting something, an urge for something, you're doing something you don't want. You're preventing yourself from getting that instant pleasure, that instant gratification. But last night and this morning, no willpower needed. In fact, the last 7-8 weeks, I don't even know how long it's been now, no willpower needed, no self-discipline needed, just easy, because I'm getting genuine pleasure now, genuine pleasure from the feeling of feeling so energetic, so good, losing so much weight, feeling so consistent with how I feel about myself mentally and what I can be, which I do believe is truly outstanding, but how I was physically, you know, and drinking and eating shit and smoking occasionally and stuff like that, you know, there was a massive inconsistency. They didn't sit in juxtaposition together. And now I just feel things are flowing far more harmoniously in the same direction, and it's so easy. And for me, that is a revelation. So my learning has been not to try and get to achieve something out of willpower and self-discipline, because that's hard, it eats you up. You're not doing what you want to do. And I think if you're going to make any lasting change, you need to do what you want to do. You need to do what's consistent for you to do. So maybe what you have to do in order to create real change and real energy in your life. Because after all, my mission originally was to create ultimate amounts of energy. After seeing someone on stage 7 weeks ago who had energy, which was, I always thought I had energy, but this guy had like, boom, he had enormous energy. I'm thinking, wow, there's different levels of energy. I'm not at top energy already. So that's why I took the quest on to create massive energy, and I'm getting, oh God, if I sleep any less and feel any better, I'll be like having I'll be up twice as long or have half the amount of sleep I did. It's freaking me out. Not freaking me out, it's freaky. It's just amazing what you can achieve. So in order, now although energy was one thing, I think in order for it to be zero willpower, zero self-discipline, you've got to really think about the reason why, what empowers you, what gives you that buzz, what gives you the real pleasure inside. And that isn't the pleasure of getting drunk or the pleasure of smashing down some spare ribs or something. What gives you the real pleasure? And in the past I'd have been thinking, oh, my wife's pregnant. I remember when Jen was first pregnant, I thought, right, that's it, I'm going to be an inspirational father, I'm going to be slim, I'm going to be great with the kids. And that's when I lost a fair bit of weight, then did a marathon, put it back on again. And then I thought, no, it's not, I'm doing it for Jen, because she's always been a vegetarian, she's always been beautiful, she's always been slim, she's never been, she's always sort of lived the life I'm living now, really. And so I thought, no, I'll do it for her. And then next time I'll do it for the other kids. And actually, that's bullshit. The reason I'm doing it now is, let's admit it, a lot of men, most people, even if you're not selfish, maybe you should be a little bit. I'm doing it for myself. I'm doing it to be consistent with maybe not who I am, who I wanted to be, who I want to be, who I'm going to be, so that everything's aligned, so I don't have this one side of me which says, I'm truly outstanding, I'm super confident, I'm sexy, I'm all of this, and then another one that says, no, you're not, you're fat, you're a glutton, you're greedy, you look, overweight. We want everything to be aligned so that everything fits together. I don't know what it's called, Zen or whatever. I'm not particularly spiritual, but who knows where this journey might end. So that's it. I've rambled on for longer than I thought I would, but I do hope you take some. I certainly have done today. It's been a revelation, 16 kilometres of just thinking, oh, wow, it's all coming together. And I hope people who maybe having had to deploy willpower and self-discipline in the past can start to think, hang on, let's get to a place where they're not needed. I'm not having to bully myself into doing stuff and making it hard and forgoing the pleasure. Because if you seek pleasure in material stuff and in instant gratification through food and alcohol, you are missing the real treasure of life. So what I want to try and come is, instead of a pleasure hunter, I want to become a treasure hunter. So I'll leave you at that. I'm on day 1 of my holiday, so actually it's probably morning 2, but we've not done a full day yet. And there is no better feeling. So see you soon. Cheerio, bye.